day Miami Heat fans have been waiting for.
The team officially introduced Jimmy Butler today.
Jimmy Butler did it! 2 seconds left. Butler step back for the win. Yes!
If you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut.
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball.
The Jimmy Butler era in Miami, a story of underdogs defying expectations, of grit and resilience, has come to an end. This era, marked by near miracles and playoff heroics, is also ending in tension, regret, and a fractured relationship. Today, we're not just looking back on Jimmy Butler's time in Miami, we're unpacking how it started, the highs, the lows, and ultimately, what went wrong. This is the rise and fall of Jimmy Butler's Miami Heat legacy. Back in 2019, the Miami Heat were a franchise at a crossroads. Post LeBron, post Dwayne Wade, they were stuck in the dreaded middle. Too good to tank, but not good enough to contend. Enter Jimmy Butler. Butler didn't just join the Heat, he chose them.
Today is the day Miami Heat fans have been waiting for.
The team officially introduced Jimmy Butler today.
I don't think I'm that bad of a guy. I'm not like everybody thinks that I am. The team that we have here, it's not about who you build around, it's just the guys that you have on the team. And to tell you the truth, here, hell, you always got people trying to beat me to the gym. You always got people that are in here late at night that are constantly working on their game.
At a time when Miami was not the obvious destination for stars, Butler saw something in Heat culture that resonated with him. And let's be honest, Butler is a Heat culture personified. Tough, no nonsense, and willing to outwork anyone. Jimmy's arrival in Miami wasn't just a spark, it was an absolute wildfire. In his first season, he took the Heat to the NBA Finals, defying every prediction under the sun. Let's take a moment to remember that iconic image of Butler leaning over the baseline, exhausted after dropping a 40-point triple-double in Game 3 against LeBron James and the Lakers. In 2023, he did it again. The Heat scraped into the playoffs as an 8th seed, yet Butler wheeled them past the Bucks, the Knicks, and the Celtics to reach the NBA Finals. His playoff runs weren't just surprising, they were legendary. And for many Heat fans, these moments defined the Jimmy Butler era. Think about it, before Jimmy, Miami hadn't been to the finals since 2014. He made Heat basketball matter again. But for every high, there were frustrations brewing behind the scenes. Miami's front office, led by Pat Riley, failed to secure the help Butler really needed. Over the past few years, we've seen a parade of stars, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, and Kyrie Irving linked to the Heat, but none of them arrived. Instead, the Heat settled for moves like acquiring Kyle Lowry, a veteran whose best years were behind him, and PJ Tucker, a solid role player but not a game changer. For Jimmy, who gave everything on the court, it must have been maddening to watch other teams like the Bucks with Drew Holiday or the Suns with Kevin Durant make the aggressive moves Miami refused to. And let's be real, Miami had all the assets to do so. They just chose not to risk it all. Fast forward to this season, and it's clear things have reached a breaking point. Butler's effort on the court hasn't just dipped, it almost was non-existent at times this season. He's been standing in the corner during games, taking one-legged threes and showing no real effort on offense or defense, as well as showing no urgency at all when games have been close. He's also been uninterested in team huddles, and this isn't the Jimmy Butler Miami fans fell in love with. He went on to say in one of his recent post-game interviews that he wanted to get the joy back from playing basketball, wherever that may be.
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop. And I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
Butler's comments leave little to the imagination. He's done. He's checked out emotionally. And while he might not say it outright, his actions scream, "I want out of Miami." Here's the thing, both sides have valid points. Jimmy's frustration with the front office is definitely understandable. He's 35 and the championship clock is definitely ticking. He's given Miami everything and gotten close but never won it all. But from Miami's perspective, which is important to take into account as well, there's a harsh reality. Jimmy's 35 and he misses 20 games a season on average. Do you lock up $50 million a year in a player whose best years might already be behind him? It's a tough call, but maybe the right one. So what's next for Miami and what decisions do they really have? Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo are now the faces of the franchise. Bam has developed into one of the best defensive bigs in the league, and Hero, despite his struggles with consistency, has the offensive potential to become an all-star, which he's shown this season. If Miami can surround these two with younger talent and draft capital, the Heat can remain competitive. But it's going to take time, patience, and smart decisions, something we've seen Miami struggle with in recent years. As the Jimmy Butler era closes, one thing is certain. His legacy in Miami is secure, well, at least for me. He gave this franchise hope when it really had none. He carried teams that had no business competing as far as the NBA Finals. He embodied everything Heat fans want in a player: grit, passion, and the will to win at all costs. But like so many great stories, this one doesn't have a happy ending. And that's okay. It doesn't erase what Jimmy did for this franchise. Here's the big question: how will Heat fans remember Jimmy Butler? Will they focus on the messy ending, or will they celebrate what he achieved there? Personally, I think Jimmy will always be remembered as a Heat legend, and he really should. One day, his jersey should hopefully hang in the rafters. And when we look back, we won't remember the disagreements or the tension. We'll remember the heart, the hustle, and the unforgettable moments, especially in the playoffs that he gave us. So as we say goodbye to the Jimmy Butler era in Miami, let's remember the ride for what it was, a really and truly extraordinary one. But let us know what you guys think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more upcoming videos and NBA content. My name is Damian Peters, this is Basketball Network. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.